My beloved. Before you do anything else, pause for just one moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Out of millions of videos you could have watched today, you arrived here for a reason that cannot be ignored. What you are about to hear is not just another story. It is the beginning of a journey that has been quietly unfolding behind the scenes while you were busy living your everyday life. Every passing second of this story holds another piece of a mystery, and by the time you reach the end, everything you thought you understood may look completely different. There is someone special who tried with all their strength to move forward. They filled their days with work, responsibilities, conversations, and countless distractions. They smiled in front of people. They laughed when everyone expected them to laugh. They convinced themselves they had already closed that chapter forever. But every time life became quiet, every time the noise disappeared, your memory returned without asking for permission. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It simply appeared like the first light before sunrise, impossible to ignore and impossible to replace. They asked themselves again and again why your presence still remained inside their heart when so much time had already passed. No answer seemed complete. No explanation felt strong enough. The harder they tried to understand it, the more mysterious it became. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. At first, they believed it was only coincidence. They thought perhaps one unexpected memory had simply appeared because everyone remembers people from the past once in a while. But then something unusual began happening. Small moments started reminding them of you in ways they never expected. A familiar song. A peaceful evening sky. A simple smile from a stranger. A quiet walk after a long day. None of these things were connected to you directly, yet somehow every one of them led their thoughts back to the same place. It became impossible to pretend it meant nothing. They stopped asking why they remembered you. Instead, they began asking why they could never completely forget you. The strange part is that they never spoke about this to anyone. While the world saw confidence, they carried unanswered questions deep inside themselves. They wondered if somewhere, somehow, you had ever remembered them too. They imagined conversations that never happened. They replayed ordinary moments that suddenly felt extraordinary. They remembered details most people would have forgotten long ago. The sound of your voice during a simple conversation. The calm feeling that surrounded your presence. The hope they felt without even realizing it at the time. They discovered that some memories become more valuable with time instead of fading away. Don't skip. Because the biggest turning point has not arrived yet. There came a day when they finally admitted something to themselves that they had been avoiding for a very long time. They realized it was never about one conversation. It was never about one meeting. It was never about one memory. It was about the feeling they experienced whenever they thought of you. In a world that often feels rushed and uncertain, your memory became a place of peace. They didn't expect that. They never planned for that. Yet every attempt to leave those thoughts behind only made them return with greater clarity. It was as though life itself kept gently reminding them that certain people leave impressions far deeper than anyone notices in the moment. Imagine carrying someone's memory through ordinary days without even trying. Imagine waking up believing today will finally be different, only to discover another unexpected reminder waiting around the corner. That became their reality. They smiled at memories no one else knew existed. They quietly wondered what kind of person you had become. They hoped life had been kind to you. They wished happiness had found you wherever your path had taken you. These thoughts arrived naturally, without effort, because genuine care never needs to force its way into the heart. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The truth behind this story is not built on impossible promises or unbelievable events. It is built on something much more powerful, an unforgettable connection that quietly refused to disappear. Life often moves people in different directions, yet there are rare moments when one person's presence continues shining inside another person's heart long after the moment itself has ended. They finally understood that forgetting was never the real goal. Understanding was. And the closer they came to that understanding, the more clearly they realized that some people are remembered not because of how long they stayed, but because of how deeply they touched another life. As you continue listening, remember this carefully. Every great story begins with one small moment that almost everyone overlooks. The greatest surprises rarely announce themselves. They grow quietly in silence until the perfect moment arrives to reveal what has been hidden all along. So don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next chapter reveals the unexpected reason this someone special could never stop thinking about you, and the truth behind it is far greater than anyone could have imagined. A quiet truth is about to come into the light, and this is where the story changes forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Up until this moment, you have only seen the surface. What you are about to hear is the reason everything suddenly began making sense for someone who could never explain why your memory refused to fade. There came an ordinary afternoon that looked no different from any other. The world moved at its usual pace. People hurried from one place to another. Conversations came and went. Nothing seemed unusual. Yet in the middle of that completely ordinary day, your memory appeared with a clarity so powerful that it stopped every other thought. It was not forced. It was not expected. It simply arrived, bringing back emotions that had remained quietly hidden for far longer than anyone realized. In that moment they understood something they had been trying to ignore for a very long time. The heart remembers what the mind often forgets. For days they questioned themselves. Why now, they wondered. Why after all this time? Every answer they created felt incomplete. They searched for logic, but the feeling was beyond logic. They searched for a reason, but every reason led back to the same place, you. The more they reflected, the more they realized that your presence had become part of the way they looked at the world. Every act of kindness reminded them of your kindness. Every peaceful sunrise reminded them of the calm they once felt. Every hopeful beginning somehow carried a quiet reminder that some people leave gifts inside another person's heart without ever knowing it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then something even more surprising happened. Instead of trying to forget, they decided to remember with gratitude. That single decision changed everything. Memories that once felt confusing suddenly became meaningful. Instead of asking why you stayed in their thoughts, they began appreciating the lessons your presence had quietly left behind. They realized that because of knowing you, they had become more patient, more understanding, more hopeful. Without speaking another word, you had continued shaping parts of their life from a distance. But the story does not end there. One evening, while reflecting on everything that had happened, they noticed a pattern they had never seen before. Every important turning point in their life somehow carried a reminder of you. During moments of uncertainty, your memory appeared. During moments of celebration, your memory quietly smiled beside them. During moments when they needed courage, something about remembering you gave them strength to keep moving forward. They finally understood that your influence had never disappeared, it had simply been waiting to be recognized. Don't skip. Because the biggest realization is only beginning. Imagine carrying someone's memory not as a burden but as a source of hope. Imagine discovering that one brief connection had silently inspired countless decisions without either person realizing it. That realization brought both peace and wonder. They no longer feared remembering you. Instead, they became thankful that life had allowed your paths to cross, even if only for a season. They understood that truly meaningful people never disappear completely. They become part of the story we continue writing every single day. As these thoughts grew stronger, another question quietly entered their heart. What if this story is not finished yet? That question stayed with them. Morning after morning. Night after night. It refused to disappear. It became the one question that carried more hope than uncertainty, because deep inside they felt that unfinished stories often have the most unforgettable endings. They stopped rushing for answers and instead trusted that the right moment would eventually reveal what had remained hidden all along. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The remarkable truth is this. They no longer remembered you because they were looking backward. They remembered you because your memory continued inspiring their future. Every dream became a little brighter. Every challenge felt a little smaller. Every new beginning carried quiet confidence because somewhere inside their heart remained the reminder that genuine connections have the power to shape lives in ways that words can never fully explain. And just when they believed they had finally understood everything, something unexpected happened. A tiny, seemingly insignificant moment made them realize there was still one piece of the story missing. It was the piece that connected every unanswered question, every unforgettable memory, every silent hope, and every unexpected emotion into one extraordinary revelation. The closer they came to discovering it, the more certain they became that this story had never been about coincidence. It had always been leading toward a moment that neither of you could have predicted. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next part uncovers the hidden turning point that transformed simple memories into an unforgettable journey, one that neither time nor distance could ever erase. Everything you have heard so far has been leading to this very moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story is no longer about simple memories. It is about discovering why one person could never completely silence the thoughts of someone who unexpectedly became unforgettable. The answer was hidden in plain sight all along, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself. There was one memory they returned to more than any other. Surprisingly, it was not a grand occasion. It was a small, peaceful moment that almost anyone else would have forgotten. A simple conversation. A genuine smile. A few encouraging words spoken without expecting anything in return. At the time, it seemed ordinary. Months later, it became extraordinary. They finally realized that the moments which quietly touch the heart often become the ones that last the longest. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One evening they sat alone, reflecting on how quickly life changes. People enter. People leave. Seasons come and go. Dreams evolve. Yet one question refused to disappear. Why is your memory still here? For the first time, instead of searching for an answer, they simply accepted the feeling. And the moment they stopped resisting it, something incredible happened. Their memories became clearer than ever before. They remembered the kindness in your words. They remembered the calm that surrounded your presence. They remembered how naturally hope appeared whenever you were around. They suddenly understood they had never been remembering just a person. They had been remembering how they felt when life seemed brighter because of your presence. That realization changed everything. They stopped wondering whether forgetting was possible. Instead, they became grateful that life had allowed them to experience a connection so meaningful that even time could not erase its impact. Don't skip. Because the biggest revelation has not arrived yet. As days continued passing, unexpected reminders became impossible to ignore. A familiar melody played at exactly the right moment. A meaningful quote appeared when they needed encouragement. A peaceful sunset reminded them of conversations they thought had disappeared forever. None of these moments were dramatic by themselves, yet together they formed a beautiful pattern. It felt as though life was gently reminding them that meaningful people never truly disappear from the stories they help create. Then came the moment that surprised them more than anything else. While looking through old memories, not searching for anything specific, they paused for much longer than expected. They smiled without realizing it. There was no sadness. No regret. Only gratitude. In that quiet moment they whispered to themselves, "Some people change your life without ever knowing how deeply they did." Those words stayed with them. Morning after morning. Night after night. The more they reflected, the more one truth became impossible to deny.